going on, Mr. Hank?
What's up, player?
Not too much. Just living a dream.
I just figured out what I liked about that intro music. There's a little moment at the start where the drummer kind of snaps the snare on the downbeat in between two, kick snare moments. He snaps it an extra time, and I was like, yeah, I like it.
Yes, sir.
It's like fishing. It's the details that matter.
Yeah, that's it. The details. Oh, man. We're going to talk with Mr. Clay Lanier, see what happened at Hyco.
He's coming on?
He is here.
Good.
So we'll switch this over. Blam. There he is. Put him in the middle. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How about y'all?
Good.
Doing well, Clay. Doing well. Good to see you, man.
Same to you.
All right, cool. So,
are we getting some feedback here? Is that just me?
Yeah, I think it's coming from Clay's, maybe.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Good deal. So, going into Hyco, before you practiced or anything, what were you thinking? You thinking it was a good one for you, or was it a crapshoot? What were you thinking?
Well, Hyco sort of sets up a lot like Gaston. I'm a big fan of Gaston. It's got a little bit of grass, a lot of riprap. Fish are generally kind of crazy, to be honest with you. Very bait fish oriented, which is good for me. I fished a CKA event, non-forward facing sonar there last, what was that, March or April, I think.
Yeah.
And had a pretty good tournament. That was the first time I'd ever been there. Didn't practice for it. Got a house with the guys and just hung out, did some fishing on that Saturday, caught a few good ones. And kind of figured I would just run a lot of that back, to be honest with you. Practiced once for this tournament. Ran up on a Saturday morning, got there a little after daylight, and just turn and burn. Just go figure out what I can figure out. Really just put the motor on 20 or 30 and just go down the bank, see what you can see. It's that time of year where post-spawn, we had the right moon phase coming. You guys know I like to fish shallow. If I can use my eyes, that's the best way for me to fish. And so I went looking basically for bluegill beds, any type of activity up shallow that I could find. And then, yeah, I caught some fish on top water first thing that morning, shade line type stuff. And honestly, didn't catch any size. Went chasing, had just bought live. One of my first times with live, actually, just confused, honestly, still confused with live. It doesn't really mean much to me to this point. It's crazy to see this stuff, but it didn't help me at all. I had it off most of this tournament. I turned it on, actually, was having some black box issues and turned it back off, essentially. So didn't do me any good this tournament. But, yeah, I had a kind of a weird practice. Did use it to try to see some fish in brush piles and stuff like that, and quickly found out that it was either a ton of white bass mixed in or like hybrids kind of just like floating out offshore and stuff. And it's just not for me, to be honest with you. And so honestly, I didn't really know what to expect. Drove up Thursday night, actually, and we got a cabin, and then worked really throughout the whole day, basically, and then put in like right as late as I could and tried to get a little bit of time in Friday, and got a little bit of time in Friday and went straight out from the ramp. Same thing I did on tournament morning that afternoon, and caught like 7 on one bank in like no time. Every single one of them was not on the surface, was not top water, but found some sort of isolated stump stuff that I was keying in on, less than 2 foot of water. Figured there was bluegill around, and Brian Falvey was actually close by, and I talked to him a little bit. Talked to him a lot during the tournament, actually, too. Him and Tad felt like I just kept bumping into them, but yeah, Brian was over there, and so I let Brian go first thing in the morning. I never told him this or talked to him about this, but I let Brian go first thing in the morning, just kind of see where he was going to go. I wasn't going to intrude on anybody's spot. His boat's probably faster than mine too. Slayer Max with a bow mount. He's probably quicker than my Titan with old worn out Will Lambert NK180. I think he's probably got 20,000 miles on it at this point. So I don't have the fastest boat set up, but yeah, ran straight over to that bank, and Brian slid off down a little ways and could still see him, and caught 6 fish within the first 10 minutes, one of them being a 20-incher, and basically told myself I've got to make as many casts in a 30-minute window as I can right here, right now, because it's important that I do that. And so, yeah, just honestly started running that pattern for as long as I could. Went down my sort of isolated stump flat, did not pan out, didn't catch a single fish on it. It was mostly just that one sort of, it's like it is a pocket, but there was no active bluegill beds or anything in that area. I think it was just an easy ambush point. They could pull back out to deeper water. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, just ran that honestly until the sun got high. And then again, it was like anywhere that a bass boat could not reach or would not touch is where I was focused on. The very, very back of pockets. There was, a few areas where there'd be like a jet ski lift. You know how they're usually like all set on a dock. There's a jet ski lift, and you kind of have to like snake in, and then another jet ski lift. And to get back in there, the pocket's, probably 30, 40 yards long, and no bass boat could get back in there. I caught 5 in one pocket like that, all on top water. I locked one bait in my hand the entire day and just.
What bait was it?
Yeah. What was the bait? What was the bait? It's a wake bait. Yeah. I'm very I'm a repeat offender in terms of, you'll hear me talk about it all the time, but I'll sling a wake bait all day. Honestly, middle of the summer, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not afraid to lock it in my hand and go. So, but yeah, and I fished around Tad a lot actually. Something that I just wanted to say too, I even saw him practicing at McIntosh a few weekends ago, and just stand-up guy. It's a good representation of, he had a great day too. We spent a ton of time around each other. Yeah. Open communication just worked. He saw me catch the 22-incher. I was right around the corner of a pocket for him when I caught that 23.75, and spent a ton of time around each other. And it just goes to show you can be right around people, fish behind them. He can have a really good day too, and it doesn't matter, right? But as long as you're doing it, good sportsmanship, talking to each other, it'll work out. So
that's awesome to hear. Good for you guys, communicating and respecting each other's territory and working with each other as opposed to against each other. Clay, I've been meaning to ask you, because I was judging that day, and when your big fish came over, I thought, oh man, that's a big one. Tell us about it. What happened there?
Yeah, so that fish was one of the only fish that I was genuinely surprised of where I caught it. I typically was focusing on the back of those pockets, right? And it made sense because that fish had access to deeper water, but there was a boathouse. I'm sitting at my work desk. You can't see it right now, but there was a boathouse probably 50 yards behind me with like giant bluegill beds. I caught 2 like 14 to 15 inches. I probably caught 20 to 30 fish that day, but caught 2 or 3 14 to 15 inches. And then I knew that the big fish would be kind of stage off of that. But there was a deeper dock, and honestly, I had my motor on like 40 running out of there, basically like they just weren't here, and threw down the outside corner. So that dock had the boathouse and then like a parking area. There's a docking area that kind of came off of it. It's a real skinny dock, about 6 foot of water, and I threw it into the corner of that dock and took 2 real hand turns, and I saw the weight come off of the bottom of that dock, and she ate it. And 3 to 4 foot out of the water, jump, like just everything that you would imagine. That fish was smart, had probably done this before, and had probably fell victim to that before, and she tried her best. But yeah, it was a good one. I think that's the biggest fish that I've caught. Actually, I know that's the biggest fish I've caught in competition. It's not my PB. I have a 24 and a half. but I actually didn't know about it. Will told me afterwards. He's like, I was worried you were going to beat my single day club record, but I could not coal that freaking, I don't know what I carry, 17 and a half or something. I could not coal that fish. I just caught so many fish, but could not get rid of that one. But yeah, that 23.75, I had just hung up with my wife actually. And I called her back and was like, I'm going to need you to stay on the phone with me because I am shaking like a baby. You know how it goes. But no, it was crazy. It just goes to show you, like, you don't have to overthink this stuff, to be honest with you. And sometimes you do have to be more strategic, and the bite gets tough. I think this weekend will probably be kind of tough, to be honest with you. But I don't know. When it's your day, it's your day. Honestly, that's all I can say. It's wild.
Yeah, we've all been there, man. That's great. Gotta love it when everything comes together and when those big fish stay pinned.
Yeah.
Uh, Back to an earlier point that kind of had my attention. You said you like to, fish with your eyes.
Yeah.
And I've noticed personally that this drought, because of the lack of rain, all the sediment had been,
Yeah.
well, at least at that point, the lack of rain had allowed the sediment to really settle out of the water column,
Yeah.
so that the water was really clear in a lot of our lakes in the region. Was that a factor at Hyco too?
Yeah, honestly, it was. Yeah, it was. I would say. I mean, being able to see those fish cruising up and down those bluegill beds. I mean, they were active. I mean, the mayfly hatch. You probably heard guys talk about it, but I mean, if your dock was white, it wasn't white anymore. It was gray. Like, that's how big the mayfly hatch was. And I told a few people about this, but I don't know if it was a real thing, but some sprinklers turned on during that tournament, and they were underneath this is the one that the 22 Tad saw me catch this, but I don't know if you could run this, but I tried. But an irrigation system turned on, and I was on sort of this flat bank, and it ran up underneath a tree actually. And when irrigation system turned on, it knocked a ton of those mayflies in the water, set the bluegill on fire. I made a cast underneath it and caught a 22.
Yep.
So, those mayflies played a bigger role. I mean, you saw Alex Sterling shaking some branches and stuff like that. My bait it is not bluegill colored. I mean, they make them that color, but it was not bluegill color. It was just all about the presentation, and where you place the bait primarily. So it was crazy. I mean, there was definitely some of that playing in, Hank, but I mean, you could see them and cast over to them and catch them, but the big ones were mostly staged kind of off of that stuff, just close by, waiting on scraps or waiting on easy meal type deal. So
Amazing. That story about the mayfly bite is fantastic. It was still happening at Norman when I was there the other week for Real Heroes event, and I got into like a good area with the docks covered in mayflies, and
yeah,
I think I had one bite. And that was it.
Yeah, I
That was
figured Alex would be a force to be reckoned with, honestly, slinging a popper. I know he likes to sling a popper a lot, and he's good with it too. He told me he was not throwing a popper most of the day. I think he did catch a few fish on it, but he told me he was throwing something else. I don't remember what. It doesn't matter. But at the same time, it's like, I know he's really good with that popper. And when I saw the mayflies, which were not there the weekend before when I practiced, by the way, they had like all hatched. Maybe they were, but it looked like pollen on the surface where I was fishing. I mean, throwing a treble hook bait, having to smack them off the lure every time I made another cast. Like, it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
Yeah. Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. That was probably, that's number 3, and it is for sure one of the most fun days I've had fishing in a while, other than the day that I caught that 24 and a half. On TV.
Thank you for saying that, because it's good to hear people are having fun fishing. It's easy to take things too seriously. Listen, what about this weekend? What's your plan going into it? Without giving anything away, tell us how you're going to approach the Burlington Bash.
I can tell you I'm not giving anything away because I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, I've pre-fished. I mean, I'm in Pleasant Garden, right? So I'm close to Mac. I'm close to the Burlington Lake, stuff like that. But honestly, I really don't have much of a plan as it stands today. I plan on going out and fishing hard and making sure that people know I'm out there, but I have not found winning fish, to be blunt. So I have no idea. Um, I know that just based on what I've seen, the bite could get, yeah, don't suck. Thanks, that's my brother. Not sucking is important, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather be in second or third than where I'm at in terms of AOI. Having a target on your back never helps. This tournament traditionally it puts a target on my back for sure. It's definitely got me in terms of monkey on my back. So, but no, honestly, I don't know where I'll end up lake wise. It's going to be interesting. It depends on all this rain. I'm not sure whether they're going to like it or they're going to hate it, to be honest with you. So we'll see.
Yeah, the forecast is calling for some rain throughout the day, chance of rain on Saturday, so it's going to definitely mix things up. I imagine it's going to help, but you
Yeah.
just never know. After a full week of it, it might not, right?
Yeah, I'm worried about the 1 to 2 inches tomorrow type deal. Or is it tomorrow or Thursday? I don't remember.
Thursday,
It doesn't matter.
Thursday, Friday's supposed to get an inch each day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of these, well, all of these lakes really are driven by some, yeah, let's just call them like minor to mid-sized creek systems and stuff like that too. And so you've got all these run-ins and stuff. You would imagine that the fish would like that to a certain extent, but I don't know if that cold water could be a shock to them. I mean, water temperature at like some of these lakes, not even the Burlington lakes, is like 91, 92. So it's really, really hot. So that deep bite you would imagine would come into play. That's not my strength. So
Right. Oh, that's an interesting point, right? Because the thermocline isn't going to be as affected as the more shallow water.
yeah,
Amazing, Clay. Well, congratulations again, man. Do you have any
thanks.
sponsors you want to thank?
Nope. Just busting it Monday to Friday. I obviously have to thank my wife. I spent a lot of time at these things, and you guys obviously know we run around with Will and Sammy and Brooks, and Brooks has another one on the way. So his wife's letting him get out too, and fish. And so the more we can get out, the more fun we have. But our time is limited on these things, right? We're getting older, so been having a lot of fun with it. But no, honestly, just busting it Monday to Friday out there trying to have some fun and hope to make some cash with it too. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It's nice when it pays for itself at least.
Yeah, honestly, I've been in a dry spell now. It's been what, 2 or 3 years since my last win. I've been knocking on the door a few times, but
Yeah.
I'm too competitive to have that happen. I'm still itching, right? So I'm looking forward to it.
Good, and congratulations to your brother on the good news. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
Good
awesome.
stuff, Clay.
It's awesome.
Well, thanks for coming on board. I'm going to be judging on Saturday. Excuse me. So hopefully you won't hear from me.
Yeah, hope not. If
Yeah,
I
we
do,
don't wanna
hopefully it's
hear from
because you're like, wow, another big one. I'm not making any bets on that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right,
Good
see ya.
job. Later.
Bye.
Cool deal.
Yeah, it's good, man. He's well spoken. That's a great thing. Great.
Yes.
asset.
Yes.
Um,
It's about time he got back up into the money because he's been close quite a few times. So
yeah, it's good to see it. What are your thoughts? Well, we forgot to ask him what's going to win it on Saturday.
Oh, dang it!
Yeah, I thought to ask it and then I forgot.
I think it's going to be near 100 inches myself.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of tournament that might challenge a record, a club record that Clay was talking about, because the lakes are lakes that put up huge numbers. They're really good lakes, and they're relatively unpressured compared to other area lakes. So you have really healthy fisheries, big bass genetics, and not as you know, they don't take quite the beating that some of the other lakes do. So those big fish will bite a little more eagerly sometimes, you know.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. I know I
I'm
practiced one
thinking,
lake and found a couple decent ones. They weren't huge, but they were decent.
I'm thinking someone gets on the right bite at Mac or Grand
Mhm.
Mebane or Kamak. It's going to be,
There's been some big fish coming out of these lakes. I know a few of the anglers that have been fishing and posting pictures that, I'm not gonna say which ones, but I know they were on specific
yeah,
lakes. And
yeah,
there's some big
yeah,
fish getting caught. So I'm
yeah.
expecting it to be a big bag for this one.
Will Lambert, I saw him at the Real Heroes tournament, which I have to say, since we're on the topic, I mentioned it twice already. It was another fantastic event this year. I think
Hmm.
125 showed up. Congratulations to John and Fenway and Cody and the whole crew who helped organize it. So great work there at Lake Norman. I saw Will Lambert there, and he was telling me about some of those fish that he was posting that you mentioned.
Hmm.
And yeah, whew, I got a
Hmm.
feeling it's just like, setting up that way for a big one. So I'm
Yep.
disappointed. My lake is closed. I always like to go to Stony Creek for this event.
Right.
Um, I feel like that lake is going to be really good on Saturday, but no one's going to be able to fish it. So
No.
unfortunately,
And I was told again, there's some a couple things. Well, I know Graham Mevin, I spoke to them. They're perfectly cool with us being there. Kamak is good to go, but it's make sure you bring exact change. It's a policy there. It's not because of us. It's a policy all around. So they'll send you on your merry way if you don't have exact change. So uh, make sure you check out the fees and make sure you got that exact change on you.
yeah, yep,
Macintosh, obviously, everyone knows those. We're not supporting. The club isn't putting up anything to support early opens, and I don't think they're gonna open early anyway. But I know Grand Mevin's like 6:30 open time, plenty of time to get in there.
yeah,
Shouldn't be issues. I think the ramps are fairly good, although don't back too far down if you're at Grand Mevin. I
mm,
was backing my trailer in to pull out, and I went a little too far. My trailer went off the edge. I was like, "Oh wait!"
oh,
So yeah,
ouch,
definitely be careful when you're launching and stuff because this. Hopefully, the water's up by the time we get there, but
oh
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah, it should be. I think this water is going to help. I think it's going to be another shallow bite that's going to take it. Um, and yeah, it should be fun to watch. We're doing the captain's meeting Thursday night. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Captain's meeting Thursday night. We'll go over any other details that we can think of by then. And if you guys got any questions about that, just let us know. We'll make sure to cover it. And
Yeah.
it'll be a good
And
weekend. We haven't come up with a headquarters location yet. I did
oh
notice
yeah, I
that.
was just noticing that. So let's get
So
on that and inform everyone.
we'll find a happy little spot in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Be good.
Cool. All right, man. Well, good work,
Okay.
Eric. Good seeing you.
Yeah,
And
nice seeing you too. Hopefully we can get on the water one of these days and actually fish.
yeah, I'm thinking of going Friday. Um,
Yeah, I might go Friday myself, go practice a little bit. We'll see.
nice. Well,
We'll see if the weather's gonna be crud, then I ain't gonna do it, but
right.
we'll see.
Well, I'll see you again on Thursday, right?
Yes, sir. We'll see you
See
all on
everybody at the
Thursday.
meeting.
All right, man.
See you, buddy. Thanks.
Later.